Hi there, it's Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com with another match with Waste Not in a casual game out of tickets. So hit that donate button if we want to see more live games. I am strapped with cash until after GP Vegas, so I don't know what I'm going to sell some cards or something. Okay, we'll see if this ends up being a decent match. Thing I like about doing the two-man queues, it forces my opponent to play, B forces actual decent decks to be played against. So we have a great hand here with the first turn Gravecrawler, second turn Liliana's Caress. And then we can double Burning Inquiry, hopefully. I mean, that I guess is a little bit of a reason to keep Gravecrawler in the hand, but we just want aggression here with the Gravecrawler. Next turn we can go ahead and play a Steam Vents or Blood Crypt. Either one works. And then go for Liliana's Caress. So Arid Mesa, I'd hate to play against Burn, but we have a decent draw against Burn. Because that is 6. That's 12 damage, 13-14 with Gravecrawler, 15-16 if he shocks himself. Alright, just a Stomping Grounds. So let's just hope that the Burning Inquiries actually stay in the hand. Another good. Thoughtscour is okay. I don't think I Thoughtscour myself here. I just think it's just a Blood Crypt. And then Caress. Attacking with a Gravecrawler. Our opponent is now at a 17. Not a bad way to start the game off. Now we will play the Steam Vents next turn. That will end up shocking ourselves. So we can possibly go for the double Burning Inquiry. I just want one time to go up against a deck that like self discards, like cast Faith of Looting or something. It's gonna be a Wild Nikado. This could be Suicide Zoo. It could just be plain old Zoo. Definitely want the double Inquiry here to happen, but I do want this other source so that actually can happen. So we'll go for the first one. And Path to Exile, Siege Rhino, Kazali Pride Mage. So it's Big Zoo. Is what they call this. My opponent is down to 11. Unfortunately, we missed the Burning Inquiry goes to the bin. But we get a Waste Not. And we have a Dark Deal next turn. So our opponent's down to an 11. Again, not too shabby, but he has a lot of potential aggression here next turn. Dark Deal. He's got to unload his hand, though. Because Dark Deal, Waste Not, Caress is going to do a number on him. Especially with that Kazali Pride Mage in the graveyard. We could be in great shape. If he's running Locks and Smiters, we're in a terrible matchup again. The card is getting very popular due to the rise of Liliana again. Liliana is a pretty decent card against the metagame. It does struggle a little bit versus Burn and Delver because sometimes they just don't care about a Liliana. It's too slow. But some of those mid-range decks that are coming in to beat up on Burn and Grixis Delver are really susceptible to being locked out with Liliana, or just the card advantage through like Junk or Jund that Liliana gets them and other cards in it. Oh, come on. You don't want to cast that. What a jerk. Well, 2 main boarded Pride Mages. Can't block it because Gravecrawler is pretty much useless when it comes to blocking. I'd love to actually just draw into a blue source here. And we do have the Sidactress Spectre in here, so if he discards a land, we can actually make him discard some. So what does he kill? Or does he kill Waste Not, or does he kill Caress? At this point, you have to kill Caress. Nope, he's dead then. Wrong move, buddy. You die. You should have killed the other one. So we will just cast the Dark Deal and he'll lose 10 life. Wizardry Madness is kind of cool. I got to cut this card, though. If this was 3 mana instead of 4 mana, it'd be viable. But 4 mana is just too hard. So we'll just go ahead and cast a good old Dark Deal. And he loses all of his life. Alrighty, so we'll go to the sideboard. And I should have seen what went to the graveyard there. I think I saw another Nikado, another Path to Exile. Vapor Snag is okay. Electrolyze is, again, okay. Counter Squalls are kind of weird. I think Counter Squall can go away. Terminate's good. We'll bring in the bolts for the Nikados. We'll bring in the Murderous Cut. And I might need to play more of like a later game strategy. Big Game Hunter seems okay. It can kill enough things. So we can take out like Mana Leak, I think, can come out. As Gravecrawlers just don't do enough in this match, but they just start getting outclassed. So I don't think it's worth it. Like, I kind of want to make a Gravecrawler deck with burning something. Burning the enchantment says whenever you cast a card from your graveyard, it deals 2 damage. Because then again, this deck has a lot of synergy, but you'd have to go up way more in Gravecrawler and like Faithless Looting routes. And probably like that at that point, then you're into more cards like, I guess you have the Risen Executioner from the new set. I don't know, it seems like a pretty decent strategy. Instead of relying on flashback, just relying on cards you can cast back. And then you have also the Stronghold Scourge, the Hakon, which is pretty decent. But anyway, we need to cut one card. Scourge Devil and the Shambling Remains seem very bad. I'm going to bring in the Grave Scrabbler instead. See how well it works. Fiery Temper, actually, instead of Grave Scrabbler. And we will submit this. So you can just flat out win games when you have that sort of draw. This is a weird hand. We have no blue source. But, I mean, we're getting closer with Dark Tail. I'm going to keep it. See if you first turn to Coddles. So it is a 2/2. And we might just get run over before we can actually deal with it. Well, that actually helps. I think we do just run it out. Hopefully a Blood Crypt does not go to the bin here. It does go to the bin, but we set up a better hand here. Thoughtsky Arcade, so that works for me. I'm okay with that. Other than that, it is card disadvantage, but we found kind of what we need here. We have a Terminate. We get rid of 2 of his fetch lands, and a Swan Song, which may or may not be useful. Nikado's most likely going to get bigger here. We can terminate whatever he brings out. Bring out a Hierarch. And swing in for 3. And unfortunately, I am very far behind at this point. I am going to just go for the Bloodseed Mire. Most likely just go get a basic land to stop the bleeding. Another Nikado. Yeah, that's incredibly good. Fiery Temper would be okay. We need another 2 mana to really get the value out of Dark Deal and Big Game Hunter. We can terminate one of the Nikados, but again, it's just such bad mana efficiency. Killing just a Nikado with a Terminate. Of course, I'd 100% rather use... And this is the bad... Yeah, this is a bad scenario here, too, because I want to be able to just cast a Fiery Temper. So I think I have to go get a Steam Vents. Or a Blood Crypt. Otherwise, then I won't have the mana. to cast the Fiery Temper. So we'll terminate one of them. And take 2, go to 12. And if he plays a Rhino this turn, we can Big Game Hunter it. We can actually Goyf. We can kill the Goyf with Big Game Hunter. And Call of the Netherworld can get it back after it dies. But once again, we have to shock ourselves down to a 10. And this guy does not have Death Touch or anything, does he? Well, at least can block a turn. I'm wondering, like, Faithless Looting in this guy seems really good, too. I'll have to try to see if Faithless Looting's better than just Thought Scour in my deck. Maybe go a combination of them. So we will just chump it in front of the Nicodle. I think what he's going to do is just go get a Mountain, a Stomping Grounds. Or a Steam Vent, or, excuse me, he needs a Mountain. Yeah, it has to be Mountain. Yeah, Sacred Foundry, there we go. And then we will block the Nicodle, at least save 4 life, and then we can Fiery Temper it off. Oh, he's actually going to bolt it. That's okay. That gets rid of a card. It only does 1 more damage, but I'll be down to a 6, and he's 2 cards left in hand. He could have a Tribal's Flame that could be really problematic for me. Just any other creature here would be problematic. We could actually get back the... Okay, but it's only a 3 toughness, so Big Game Hunter can't kill it. So, if we draw a land here, Blackwood Cliff, yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to... We're just going to Fiery Temper right now before he has the option to draw a card. But Noble Hierarch still gets in for at least 1 damage. And see if he just has it here with the Tribal Flames or a Siege Rhino. Just 2 Lightning Bolts. He had the Hand of Bolts. Caress would have been... Well, Caress would have been nice down another turn because... Well, it'd be too slow for him. Thing is, like, Dark Deal, they just discard the cards in their hand. I think that we're actually going to get rid of the Dark Deals. They're kind of slow. Well, we'll keep 1 or 2. And maybe Counter Scroll isn't that bad of a card. Or Vapor Snag or Mana Leak. Dispel. Electrolyze and get rid of Hierarchs now we know he has those. I'm going to try the Scrabbler. Alright, we'll submit this. Yes, we like to play first. This is fine because Faithless Looting is like a mulligan. And I'm actually just going to go get my basic Mountain. I know he runs Passo, so maybe not. We'll get a Blood Crypt. And we'll loot. And discard the Polluted Delta. And the Mire, I think. Yeah. Or I could actually get a Swamp here. Yeah, we'll just get rid of both of these. And then pass the turn. So we need to get value through the Waste Not. And then we can Snapcaster Burning Quarry back. Which is exactly why I put the 4 Snapcasters in the deck. See if he goes Nicodle again. I'd hate to see a Pride Mage. Pride Mage is extremely good versus me. But that won't come out till turn 2. But then it will still... It won't be able to race... Yeah, it will not... Oh, now with the Hierarch, though, it will be able to race my Waste Not. So that's a bit of a problem. We'll go ahead and cast it. And just pray he doesn't have a Pride Mage. So I just love to see a Nicodle or 2 come out here. Well, that actually still be pretty bad. But I'm going to get a lot of value out of this Waste Not. Come on, don't do it. No Pride Mage. Oh, that hurts too. He'll Golgari Charm it. Yikes. So, down to a 16. And now we need to draw into another. Scrabbler doesn't get anything back at the moment. Like, I could Snapcaster Faithless Looting. But I think we'll just take our chances here. We'll just keep land go. And not do anything. It did buy us time that he's got Golgari Charm. And see if a Siege Rhino comes out. Or a Geist. A Geist would be... Yeah, a Geist is going to be pretty problematic, except that we can Snapcaster Mage, block it. Still take the 4, though. And actually, Snapcaster Mage doesn't work how I want it to work because, yeah, when he attacks alone, it gets +1/+1. So I just might need to Burning Inquiry here to try to find something because his Polluted Delta didn't help the cause. Or I could just Faithless Looting. I think we just Faithless Looting. And there's the Waste Not, Burning Inquiry. So I think what we get rid of is we get rid of a... We have double sources. Do we need the Snapcaster back? So we can get rid of Polluted Delta for sure. And unfortunately, that's what it is. It's going to be Grave Scrabbler. And just plain discard it. But this is going to be hard to race this Geist. I could just die before then. Because next turn I'll have to Waste Not and then Burning Inquiry. And then hopefully draw into another red source. So maybe Snapcaster Mage I should have thrown that away instead of that Polluted Delta. But he's going to get a lot of value. And that just solidifies. Because its sorcery speed is the Burning Inquiry. With the Khazali Pride Mage. So this deck is just incredibly hostile towards enchantments. And I'm taking 7, 8. Taking 8 here. And... yeah, really not going to have any... The Pride Mage and the Golgari Charm definitely won this game. Hope for whatever reason gets incredibly greedy and taps out here. But then I'm still staring down an Angel token that it'd be hard for me to deal with. And yeah, because as soon as I slam this down, he's just going to kill it. Oh, he lets it happen. That was the worst thing ever, but it doesn't matter because the other Burning Inquiry goes to the bin, and I tapped. A command doesn't work as I need. Well, the command does work. Because I can go red. I can actually Lulianize Caress, right? That's 5 mana. Yeah, I can Caress here. And we can command target player discards a card and deal 2 damage to a creature player. Which I have to target as Pride Mage is the problem. Well, I'll go for the Hierarch and let him play Mistake again if possible. What he needs to do is he needs to tap his Kazali Prize Mage and kill my Waste Not. Because if he discards a 2/2, I'm fine. And he just lets it go through. He has a land, okay. So he swings in for just... He actually swings in for perfect damage and just wins next turn. So that's game. It was close, though. Again, the hostility, that Golgari Charm was really the key to winning this. And this is the problem with running a Waste Not deck over the Delver deck. Is Delver's a little more consistent with... Has less hate. I mean, you're only spending 1 mana first turn on a Delver. And you progress your board state to get like a Tasker out lately. It's a lot easier to dig through your deck. But I'm definitely thinking Faithless Looting has some merit in this deck as more than just a one-of. Anyway, this has been Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com. Thanks for watching.